Hey there. Welcome back to Yosefka's clinic. We're nearing the end of our journey. The night is almost over here in Yharnam. In this, the final episode of Bloodborne. It's been a very, very long night. And things are starting to look a little bit apocalyptic here in Yharnam. The blood moon is still high in the sky, which is a little bit frustrating, because I thought we'd solved all this. But the fact that it's firmly in front of the clouds now signifies that there's something up there that's not too happy with us. I have a feeling that we're going to need a rocket ship in order to finish this, because I don't quite know how we're going to get up there and fight the moon. This ain't Dead Space. I figured we'd make the rounds one last time. Like I said at the end of the last episode, we're gonna stop and see all of our friends and see if they have any advice to give. Starting with, well, whoever took out Yosefka way back when. The real Yosefka has been dead for a long time as of this point, but the imposter doctor, as she is called, seemed pretty interested in, exploring the arcane and all that stuff. So maybe in the face of Cthulhu-based destruction, she'll be able to offer some advice and put aside our differences and not try to fight me to the death. 'Cause she wasn't so happy last time we were here. It's all I can think of at this point. If anybody has any advice to give, it's her. Especially now that we have our hands on these umbilical cords, which bona fide uses for contacting Great Ones. Knock knock, evil doctor. What are you doing? That's a very odd pose you're in there. Are you okay?
God, I'm nauseous. Have you felt this? It's progressing. I can see things. I knew it. I'm different. I'm no beast. Oh, God, it feels awful. But it proves that I'm chosen. Don't you see how they writhe inside my head? It's rather rapturous.
I don't know who you were, but that was for the real Yosefka. And now, we have 3 third umbilical cords. 3 out of the 4 that are available to us in Bloodborne. This one is missable. If you piss off or murder the imposter doctor, obviously she won't be here to have had her liaison with the Great Ones, who seem to have impregnated her with the stillborn Great One herself, such as the prophecy that we've heard so many times now says. It's unfortunate for her that she ended up this way, but looking at the blobby corpse of the real Yosefka over there, I think it's just desserts, to be honest. The least I could do was put her out of her misery. But I think she had a point. While we're headed over to talk to Gilbert, let's think about that for a minute. Insight is the key to all of this. It has to be. The overwhelming insight that comes with, the cords. They were used to contact Great Ones. So who knows? Maybe if we use enough, we'll be able to get the source of the hunt and the nightmare and the eternal night to come out. Oh no. Not even Gilbert was safe. Nothing is sacred at this point. All that's left is to finish this. But we've got one more stop first. Hey everybody. How you doing? Adela? Oh, she's past the point of no return at this point. How about you?
Your lies spin a web, but I see through your deceit. I did not learn from books. No. I learned it all with my own mind.
And you'd better be happy for that, buddy. It's all gone to shit. Hey, wait. Where's Ariana? Have you seen her?
Oh, kind hunter. The old girl you sent over. She's dead. Killed, stone dead. Why? Must have been a beast, right? Or do you think someone out there could have... I just don't... Oh... Well... I do know. It's my fault. Oh my...
Oh god, even he's given in to despair at this point. I don't know how much more there is to say at this point. It's all a nightmare. That's all it is. That's all that's left. Oh.
It can't be. This is a nightmare.
You might want to avert your eyes for this one, Ariana. I'm doing you a favor. Believe me. Jill, you need to work on your aim. Quit spoiling the moment. And finish this already! Please! Jill! There's nothing left. There's nothing left at this point. Another optional chord is ours. Just for completionist's sake. And boy, I wish I didn't take her shoes. I should have left her with at least some dignity. I'm sorry, Ariana. I'm sorry to the people of Yarnum for all of this. It's at least partially our fault. Not all the way, but that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. What you just saw right there, that's the reason not to plumb the depths of the dungeons for secrets and experimentations and Cthulhu's and chalices and rituals. Oh god, now what? What happened? What did you do?
Good hunter, you have come. Dawn will soon break. This night and this dream will end. Gammon awaits you at the foot of the great tree.
Okay.
Very well.
I don't know why Gammon awaits us, but let's go see what he wants. Maybe he can help us end this nightmare.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Maybe now we'll see the dawn again. 'Cause that's all I want at this point. Yharnam is screwed. It's all screwed. Even if we do stop the hunt. What now, you know? What does the future hold? But we can't give up. We can't. Not in the face of all this despair. It can't all be for nothing. Maybe we can't preserve the future of Yharnam. Maybe the Cthulhus are gonna run wild. But we need to be released from this contract somehow. We need to end the hunt. And I know just how to do it. All along, we've been picking up these third of umbilical cords. And in order to get the true ending of Bloodborne, you need to consume at least 3 of them to finish the game and get the real, final ending. Otherwise, you only have 2 choices, neither of which are very appealing, believe me. So let's load ourselves up. Let's give in to the call of insight. The call of Cthulhu, some might say. Some enterprising jokesters might say. And let's pluck that moon out of the sky. We're gonna go see Gammon. And we're gonna tell him that we know the source of the hunt. It was right in our backyard the whole time. Whatever the moon is, whatever presence is governing the transformation of men into beasts, it's here. And we can stop this. Hey, Gammon.
Good hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy. You will die, forget the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream.
Not a chance, old man. At this point, we know your full story. We know what you've seen, we know what you've been through, and we know that you're a prisoner here, just the same as we are. And if you're gonna stand in my way of ending this, then, well, I think it's time we free you, don't you think?
Dear, oh dear. What was it? The hunt? The blood? Or the horrible dream? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes. Tonight, Gammon joins the hunt.
I'm not gonna say a damn word. Enjoy the fight. Oh my god. Wow. It's coming right for us. I've got a bone to pick with you, Mr. Thing. I don't even know what it is. I don't know what the moon presence is. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why it's so malevolent. When so many before it have decided to just stand back and watch humanity. So long ago, Gehrman accidentally contacted the moon presence. And from there, things kind of spiraled out of control. This horrible thing, whatever it is almost single-handedly responsible for the events of Bloodborne. You see, one thing I've neglected to mention about the Old Blood so far is that on its own, without a catalyst, it's completely inert. It doesn't do anything. You've got blood saints that produce bona fide healing blood with no beast plague taint anywhere in it. Not a trace of taint. And then you've got this asshole. Causing hunts. Causing transformations. Causing insight to flood the streets and men to give in to beasthood. The natural beasthood that exists within us all and all that stuff. And I don't know why. I don't even know if it knows why. But this fucking thing. This thing! The true master of the Hunter's Dream is responsible for all of the pain that we've gone through. And boy, I am really happy to finally be punching it in the face. Greater being my ass. Bring it on, you ugly beast! What do we got to lose at this point? We resisted its influence. We didn't get stuck like Gehrman did. We're free. We're free to absorb all this insight for ourselves and be our own master and end this nightmare for good. I've had enough of the moon presence. I've had enough of beasts and Cthulhus and nightmares and rituals and chalices and all that stuff I said earlier. Whatever comes next, I'm ready for it. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Are you cold? Oh, good hunter.
Don't touch that dial. It's not over yet. We still have time for one last bonus feature. As I mentioned briefly before we went and met our destiny, Bloodborne has a handful of different endings, depending on whether you accept Gehrman's offer to free you from the dream, and consume the cords necessary to fight off the moon presence if not. You see, Gehrman's not really all that bad. I refused to talk over the boss fight, so I didn't explain it then, but we'll start with him. He speaks as if he's doing you a favor, an act of mercy, and nobody would blame you for taking his words at face value. However, consider what we know about the guy. He desperately wants to escape the Hunter's Dream. Everything he knew and once loved is now dead and gone. He begs for release, the same release he's offering you now. But he can't leave because he's the host. He's stuck here. And so, when he offers you the chance for freedom, taking it just means he'll continue to be trapped. He wants to fight you. He wants you to kill him. And he wants to be free. He's making sure you're ready to take on the moon presence and hopefully reject its influence, so nobody ends up like him ever again. And if you can defeat him, you can defeat anything. If we had taken on Gehrman but didn't consume the cords, we'd have been unable to resist when it came time. With enough cosmic power of her own, the strength of a full umbilical cord, Jill was able to fight it off. But without it, she's powerless to stop the moon presence from swoosing right in and doing its business. As it turns out, the only reason it came down from the sky in the first place was to try and keep the hunter's dream alive, keep the cycle going. Without the moon presence, there's no hunts, and without Gehrman, there's no host of the hunter's dream. All great ones desire a surrogate child, and now that Gehrman's out of the picture, you're the next best choice. And so it comes full circle, with Jill being sat right down in Gehrman's chair to take his place as the dream's new master, the new guide for hunters just like her, until someone strong enough comes along for her to make the same bid for freedom as he did. The cycle continues, the hunt continues, and madness reigns. In this ending, Gehrman gets his freedom, but in exchange, Yharnam is back to square one. The deck has been shuffled, and now Jill is the one in shackles. Minus one leg, of course. But if she had taken his offer, Gehrman would have executed her on the spot, and, true to his word, she would have awoken in Cathedral Ward, in the real world. Jill stumbles off into the sunrise, and the game ends with a new dawn rising on the wreckage of Yharnam. The world of Bloodborne has been torn completely asunder by the time we're done with it, and there's no indication of the game's events present in what little we see of Yharnam during the day. There's no indication of the truth of Gehrman's final words either. We don't know if Jill remembers anything that happened, or if she really does just think it all a mere bad dream, echoing the statement from the very, very beginning by the Blood Minister. And we never will know. Maybe all of Jill's insight has been taken from her in exchange for her freedom. She's still wearing her hunter's clothes, so the game obviously happened exactly as we experienced it. But maybe extraterrestrial meddling has made it so that she just can't tell the difference between the real world and the Veil anymore. But just like the doll told us near the start of our journey, the graves surrounding the hunter's dream live in testament to the many, many hunters before us who have been freed from their contract, just like we have. And now we have a grave of our own too. If you come back in New Game Plus, the doll will be standing near your grave, and will remark on how exceptional your character was, and hopes you found comfort in the waking world, whoever you were. As for the ending we achieved, although I don't know if achieved is the right word, we were rewarded for ending the hunt for good, by becoming a squid kid. Jill has sought pale blood and transcends the hunt, true to the prophecy we've been hearing about from the very beginning. Like I said way back in the very first episode of the Let's Play, in the Japanese version of the game, this note claims to have been written in Jill's own handwriting. But even if we disregard that, we knew all along, I've been telling you all along, that this was the only way it could end. To get out of our contract, we had to end the hunt, and the moon presence was causing the beast plague through its meddling. So the course of action was obvious. Whether it was doing this maliciously or even intentionally was unclear, but either way, its desire for us to fulfill our role was made apparent, and we reacted in kind. I don't think we could have predicted the outcome, but at least the hunt is finally over. Now, or at least when little Great One Jill reaches maturity, Yharnam will be in our hands, to observe or meddle as we wish. Personally, I would rather just leave them alone. They've been through a lot. We all have at this point. So that's it. for one of the best video games ever made. Bloodborne is one of my favorite video games of all time. I think it perfectly nails the Souls game formula of being brutal and punishing, but fair in a way that's directly proportional to the player's skill and forethought. It is complex enough to be replayable, but simple enough to be approachable. The story is imaginative and layered. The game design is so tight as to be called borderline genius. The people who made Bloodborne are very talented, and it shows. They made a game that is enjoyable on several levels, and I'm glad we got the opportunity to see it. It almost didn't get made. With Dark Souls 2 on the horizon, From Software didn't have the funding to produce Bloodborne, and was about to put it on the back burner indefinitely. Even if it resulted in the game being confined to the PS4 forever, I'm glad Sony stepped in to help. This game is exceptional. It's a testament to what happens when every single corner of a video game is given the love and attention it needs to be relevant, important, and interesting. Nothing is wasted. There's hardly any fat to be trimmed from the final product. Bloodborne is exactly what it needs to be. And if From Software ever makes a second one, I know it's going to be even better. Years of experience and hindsight have shown us that Bloodborne will withstand the test of time, thanks to its simple but just elaborate enough mechanics, its story that pokes and prods you to delve deeper and investigate, and its world that sucks you into the atmosphere and sense of dread, and it doesn't let go until the sun finally comes up over Yharnam. In the past year, almost 2 years now, I've gone through a lot. I got kidney stones, I was diagnosed with colitis and then Crohn's disease, I had my gallbladder removed, I lost 30 pounds and got put on methotrexate to kill my white blood cells, I graduated college, I started the process of becoming a homeowner, and soon I'll be moving out into the waking world myself. But one thing that's remained constant is my love, effort, and devotion to making the best damn Let's Plays on the internet. My devotion to Bloodborne, and my devotion to you. Without you, this wouldn't have been possible, and you have my utmost thanks for sticking with me to the very end of this dream. Thank you, good hunters, and thank you From Software for bringing us all together to enjoy one of the best experiences we could have asked for. One of the best experiences I could have asked for. I'll see you all in the next Let's Play. I hope you too find your worth in the waking world.